wonder then why a crowd of maybe 100 or so white people show up, most of them reporters. Literally half of them were reporters to cover the alt-right. And it's not even the alt-right, it's white nationalist. But Hillary created the term alt-right 9 months ago in October of 2016. And she said anybody that opposes her was alt-right and that it was racist. And then she said my name, Stephen Bannon's name, Trump's name. And I said early on, I said, this is a setup. Every time they get these white nationalist groups that most of them are controlled by the feds or they're useful idiots, it's just a fact. It keeps it coming out in the news. Elohim City was run by the Southern Poverty Law Center. That was the group that carried out and was involved in the Oklahoma City bombing, according to the FBI. And the Southern Poverty Law Center was running the group. The white supremacists can't even get it together to have their own compound. It's the run of the Southern Poverty Law Center. So again, you can see this from a trillion miles away. And here it is. Oh, ban free speech. Oh, conservatives collectively did this. And even though I disagree with the KKK morons, the few that like 5 guys in their little clown outfits that I've protested for many years, I will not take the guilt on of what they're doing any more than I'll take on Antifa running around beating up female reporters because they're such cowards from The Hill and others that are groveling to Antifa. Antifa is so stupid. The Soros idiots are so dumb. They attack their own MSM, folks, because they're dirtballs. But this is what Paul Watson wrote on November 22nd, 2016 at Prison Planet on his powerful Twitter account. The new right versus the alt-right. There are 2 alt-rights. One is more accurately described as the new right. Exactly. A term we've coined. We are the new right. Not even, you want to use the term right. We're Renaissance. We're the new liberals, the old liberals, the true liberals, the Thomas Jefferson stuff. One is more accurately described as the new right. These people like to wear MAGA hats, create memes, and have fun. They include whites, blacks, Asians, Latinos, gays, everyone else. These are the people who helped Trump win the election. But what did the Southern Poverty Law Center and ADL do when they were desperate? Well, they did what they always do. The other faction likes to fester in dark corners of subreddits and obsess about Jews and attack us all day and racially superiority of Adolf Hitler. This is a tiny fringe minority. They had no impact in the election. Guess which faction the media is giving all the attention to. That's why Paul Watson is just such a great part of Infowars. He just gets it all. And he retweeted that today, or yesterday, from 9 months ago, 8.5 months ago. So that's the reality. That's the fact. I don't care if you're some black racist nationalist or some white racist nationalist. You're both equally morons. And I decry it because the globalists are playing you off against each other. Sure, are racist whites doing stuff to you? Yeah. Are racist blacks doing stuff? Yes, it's real and that people don't like you because of what color you are, but it's a facsimile and a manipulation. And an old Nazi collaborator, Soros, is laughing about it because he was never even a Nazi. He just teamed up with the power then, just like he does now. Now, joining us is Millie Weaver and Gavin Wentz, who I told them about a month ago, I said, you guys are so good on the road. You're great here, but get out on the road for the next month if you can. And they did it. And they have just, their Flyover America has millions and millions of views just on YouTube and our Facebook. And now their footage has millions of views. This they got yesterday. But I told them, I said, listen, don't go to this if you don't want to. They said, no, we're going. So Millie Weaver's here. Gavin Wentz can pop in, too. They're welcome to co-host a little bit with us when Jason Kessler's coming on. And by the way, I'll give this to Jason Kessler. I disagree with him and his white nationalism. I understand his hatred of the anti-white, racist, Antifa, George Soros groups, but that doesn't mean you become them. But I'll say this. He'll at least come on the show to defend his values that I disagree with. But the Antifa, racist Soros groups will not, because they are totally controlled. So, but I've got some strong words and serious questions for Jason Kessler, who organized this, ran this. Did he not see what he was walking into? Regardless, Millie Weaver was there. We have all the footage. It's on Infowars.com, shot live, unedited. We've had to try to edit some things down that are shorter and bleeped all the cussing that's coming up. But she's there. She's a reporter. They're attacking her because she's got Infowars mic. But Hill reporters, others got attacked, just even though they were pro-Soros, pro-globalist, anti-Trump. And then they get pushed in over with the police because they're getting attacked. The police are over there by the mixed group that's over there that's just there to cover what's happening, that they call white nationalists. And the police start laughing at them as they get attacked, and then they force them to leave through the large crowd. It's incredible, the large crowd of Antifa that had been shipped in. And it is just disgusting to watch the media cover this up, to watch the mayor, who's a Democratic Party operative, admittedly order a stand down, which Millie was told on tape happened. Some cops were good. Some laughed as they were pepper sprayed. So Millie Weaver, incredible job. Start walking through the basics of what you witnessed and what you saw.
Well, basically, it started out as a relatively peaceful protest. We got there pretty early because we knew things were likely to get crazy as the day progressed. But really and truly, first you had the, I guess, Unite the Right rally attendees standing up on the hill in front of the General Lee Confederate statue. And then down below, it started out with having like a couple counter-protest groups out there. As soon as the Antifa arrived, they came in a big, like a big crowd, a big gathering. And once they got there, they started screaming, kill fascists, kill Nazis, you know, and started getting everything to escalate. And by
the way, that means reporters, women, children, everyone's a Nazi, not wearing black, yes, screaming, we want to kill whites.
Pretty much. I mean, that encompassed anyone that didn't agree with them or that wasn't an Antifa and that wasn't on, you know, standing with them and wasn't a progressive
basically, leftist. If you weren't a meth head and black, you were in trouble.
Pretty much. I mean, I was harassed. I was heckled. I even got pepper spray on my arm. They were spraying in our direction. Basically, the media and journalists were kind of trying to stand in the middle between the two different sides because we didn't want to be associated with either side. But what happened? And
I've seen the footage. You're there, and they're trying to pepper spray you. They hit your cameraman, Gavin. They're just screaming death to Infowars, F you. It's just crazy.
Yeah, they actually assaulted Gavin, pepper sprayed him directly in the face. That was an Antifa that sprayed him directly in the face. He was blinded for like 30 to 40 minutes. It was pretty bad. And here's the important distinction here. You have the mainstream media depicting this as a violent white supremacist rally that, you know, they were the ones aggressing and they were the ones being the dominant aggressors out there. But in reality, all I saw was Antifa and Black Lives Matter literally doing war game like maneuvers.
Well, I mean, I guess you can defend the First Amendment, your right to demonstrate. I mean, I agree with that. Whether I agree with what you're saying or doing or not, you have to agree with that. And I knew the talking point was coming to ban free speech. And then I saw Fox News, even CNN saying, oh, it's time to start arresting these right-wingers. You know, just all conservatives did this. Why Trump did this. Why Stephen Bannon did this. We'll talk to Millie Weaver about that in a moment and play some of these clips for radio and TV audiences of our camera guy getting hit, her getting hit, other reporters getting hit, and just the hatred. And then the police working to protect that. I tell you, when you're under a Democrat city, say what you want about Republicans, I experienced it being viciously attacked, families being attacked by the fascist forces of Soros and the police protecting it in D.C. It is truly sick. But first, BuzzFeed is a big enemy of this show, kind of like they produced the fake PP-Gate dossier they're being sued for that's been confirmed to be a fraud about Trump and Russia with hookers. And Yoda was there as well, along with the Easter Bunny having sex with him. But they had a bunch of our products tested and by a big California firm at California levels. They have the highest level laws in California. And they said, okay, it's totally free of heavy metals. And it is as advertised. Because they'd already made a big deal with them to do PR for the big lab in California that also sells supplements. And it totally blew up in their face. So we're calling it the BuzzFeed special. The specials we had last month that were the most popular ever, some of the biggest, with the new specials. So we're combining the 1776 specials along with the July specials. We're calling it the BuzzFeed mega specials. Because I noticed when they ran this hit piece, suddenly massive new orders came in. And then they They even had a couple products that we buy from Dr. Group, because when I went out and private labeled a bunch of stuff, I get the cleanest, best, top rated. That's why we went with Group as one of our suppliers. We got 4 suppliers. And so 2 of the products that they sell separately, they say the best vitamin B12 is this, vegan safe. They sell it for $35. They say ours is what we say it is, but it's only worth $10. Really, I buy it for like $12 a bottle. I sell it for $17.76 right now on special, usually $25 to $30. But regularly $5 under what they're selling it. So BuzzFeed's lab is selling who we private label from, saying it's the very best, the cleanest, but ours is overpriced when ours is $12 less. Now, that's just one product. I'm not going to go over it all. This is what you call Providence. I mean, this is ridiculous. Because, of course, the plan in California with Prop 65 is nothing is clean enough to be passable with most products. They passed it so lawyers could sue everybody, and that was the plan. It just blew up so good. It just blew up so sweet. What, you think I'm going to put out products knowing I'm going to be targeted and not go out and just pick the very best products to private label? I mean, so we've got Brain Force Plus, 55% off. But a lot of these specials are going to end Wednesday because we're running out of some of them. Survival Shield X2, the good, clean iodine. This is selling out on store shelves nationwide, even the bound type that isn't as good, potassium iodide, because of the threat of nuclear war. Secret 12, 55% off, $17.76. BioTrue Selenium, 29% off, $17.76. Super high quality Infowars, high quality storable foods, 50% off with promo code GOBLIN. New Super Blue, high quality mouthwash, fluoride free with colloidal silver and iodine. That's 11% off. $17.76. Silver Bullet, colloidal silver, 66% off. Same stuff's at Whole Foods, $25 a bottle. Myco ZX, the other element of the probiotic to kill the fungus and the mold, that is 46% off. Caveman, the bone broth formula, and strawberry and chocolate, 30% off. Alexa Pure Water Filtration, 25% off. Alexa Pure Breeze, 25% off. Vitamin Mineral Fusion, 33% off. Knockout Sleep Aid, 50% off. DNA Force, 20% off. Infowarsstore.com or 888-253-3139. Now I'm going to play all the clips, have the next guest on, have them ride shotgun with us. But Millie Weaver, talking to her yesterday and today, is on fire with what she witnessed. And everything she told me 10 minutes after they left, she called me and said, I'm getting out of there, as the thing was really, hitting its peak. Everything she later told me was all confirmed. So, Millie, just give us your data dump, what you witnessed, what you saw. The next hour, we'll play all the clips.
Well, I kind of want to give a little bit of surrounding information. As I watched this, I became increasingly suspicious that this was a deep state run operation. You could see that the mainstream media outlets were already picking up this event prior to the event even happening.
They had the talking points ready. It's all signature.
They were promoting it, actually. They were saying that the police were going to be there in full force, as well as the National Guard, to keep the peace, to make sure that everyone had their right to peaceful protest. Instead, what happened was, the police stood down and they allowed the Antifa and these Black Lives Matter and other extremist groups on the left to then attack and aggress the Unite the Right rally attendees. Now, say what you want about their beliefs. I personally do not agree with their beliefs. I think racism is stupid. I will say that not everyone there was a racist. Most people actually weren't racist. They were, like you said, white nationalists. But all in all, they have a right to free speech, just as much as people on the Black Lives Matter side and the Antifa have a right to peaceful assembly and free speech. The problem is when you have other groups coming out there to violently shut down free speech and then justify that by saying that, demonizing their points of view, their ideology. We went to war. Patriots died so that people could have a First Amendment, so that people had the right to express ridiculous viewpoints. Even the ACLU, who is a leftist-leaning organization, has been backing and standing up for the people who held the Unite the Right rally, because what had happened to them actually violated their rights. And if we allow it to happen to people who we do not agree with because they have distasteful viewpoints, then we're essentially opening up the gates to allow it to happen to us. Because these Antifa and Black Lives Matter, they do not distinguish between those extremist people on the right and other people on the right.
Exactly. That's what I said in the live video I did in the middle of it. I said, this is a false flag to be used to try to ban conservative demonstrations and speeches, and then Fox News, CNN said all that 2 hours later. Very scripted, but you were there as a witness.
Yes, and as far as this crash that happened, it is a tragedy. It's horrible. I do not condone political violence. I do not condone anything like this. People died. They lost their lives. But I'm going to say this. I blame the police. I blame the city officials, the mayor, the people that told the police to stand down, to allow it to escalate to this. And what I will say is that the police literally stood there and watched the Antifa commit felony assault crimes on the Unite the Right attendees prior to this happening. So this is what happens when you have an injustice and you have police and city officials deciding they're not going to protect the rights of people because they don't agree with their ideologies. I don't either, but I agree with the fact that these police officers took an oath of office to uphold the Constitution, to protect free speech, to dispense equal protection under the law, and they did not do so. And then somebody decided to take the matter into their own hands and go out and commit a despicable act.
And who knows if that was staged? That whole thing looks suspicious as well. They've been caught staging stuff. But Millie, I totally agree with you. And we're looking at this. I watched hours and hours of footage. It's Antifa. It's the Soros folks attacking reporters that are even on their side.
Exactly.
And you were in the middle of this. Gavin's going to be joining us. He got hit right in the face. But, I mean, it's on tape where they attack you and go, F you, and, like, screw Infowars and try to punch you. And it's just...
Oh, yeah. They were very aggressive toward us, and we kept having to run back into the Unite the Right rally side. But that was only because the Antifa and the Black Lives Matter were trying to physically assault us. They pepper sprayed my camera guy Gavin in the face. And I know you thought that was Gavin McInnes, but, they have the same name. It's easy to mix that up.
I didn't know. You were calling me saying they just got Gavin, and I knew he was going to go, but canceled because of the white supremacists that were going to be there, and I got all that. It's the live fog of war. We get stuff wrong. But
Exactly.
What I'm saying is it shows just how crazy it is that they knew. You get there, they march you in, the press, everybody else, bystanders, they kettle you with the police, let Antifa come, declare an emergency, push you into them. The whole thing was scripted, which came out in Maryland, came out in D.C., came out in other cities, that Homeland Security under Obama was running it, ordering the stand downs, running it. I mean, this was staged again. It
was, and the governor has ties to the Clintons, and this was definitely a trap. Even the way they had the little cattle gates set up, they had it so that the police were at the backs of the Unite the Right rally attendees. And as they were being pushed back and cornered by the Antifa, who literally brought coolers full of weapons.
Protect your skin with SPF 30 sunscreen lotion by Emmerich Essentials. Perfect for face and body, this natural unscented sunscreen can be worn at all times of the day whenever you need sun protection. We source ingredients from nature, producing a product free of harmful chemicals and toxins. This natural lotion contains 21% zinc oxide, which is the largest particle size used, and we do not use nanoparticles. The larger the particle, the safer it is for your body. The organic oils help hydrate the skin, leaving it nice and smooth. The truly natural, fragrance-free sunscreen for the most sensitive skin. Emmerich Essentials wants you to enjoy the sun and strives to bring you organic products to enhance your life. Naturally protect your skin with SPF 30 sunscreen lotion by Emmerich Essentials. Stop exposing yourself and your family to toxic ingredients. Visit InfoWarsStore.com and learn more about the new SPF 30 sunscreen lotion.